Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Overflow Life. Yes, there is a popular question that I usually get when I talk to single people, and the question is, what should I consider before I say I do? How do I know I've met the right person? How do I know this person is the right person? It's not possible for you to meet someone in few days and know exactly everything about the person, but then there are some key things that could help you determine whether you can work with that person to do, because marriage is a life journey. It's not just the celebration, it's not just the ceremony and things you do around. Those are good. Have good wedding, big wedding, yes, it's okay, but it's much more than that. So before you say I do, there are some key foundational things that you should consider, and these things will end up being pillars for your marriage as you get on. The very first thing is faith. Do you have a common faith and value? That is very important, because if you're going to marry someone, you should share faith. You should share same faith with the person, and values should be same, because if you don't belong to the same faith, it will have issues. Because when you're married and you're deciding where to worship, are we going for worship on Friday, or are we going for worship on Sunday? If you're a Christian, you worship on Sunday. Are you going for worship on Sunday, or are you going for worship on Friday if you're a Muslim? So it's important for you to belong to same faith. Belonging to same faith in itself still has some other levels of doctrines and things you believe in. You can marry someone who believes that no makeup is a sin, is from pit of hell. You can have someone you're married to and the person is saying no wearing of trousers, and if you're somebody that loves to wear trousers and you don't say anything wrongly, these are things you have to agree on, because it will go on to affect the things that you do in your marriage. So you don't get mechanical and say it doesn't matter, you must align with the value. So you should share same faith and value. Secondly, communication and conflict resolution. What is your position about that? What do you posit for when it comes to communication and conflict resolution? The way you can navigate, the way you're able to navigate disagreements and manage conflict is what determines how far you can go. Communication is very important for marriage. If you can master your communication, sex and finance, if you're able to handle those three areas, then you're good with your marriage. Especially communication. Your communication will even help you to talk about these other areas. So you're being able to navigate and understand yourself when you have conflicts, and or will go a long way to determine how healthy your relationship would be. I have a couple now, I've seen several of them, but this particular couple, the wife is very vocal. She likes to talk. She can express herself well. The man doesn't like to talk so much. He doesn't really talk. So when there are issues, the woman feels like, can we talk about this now? And the man feels, please, I'm not ready for that. And he doesn't want to talk about it. She feels like we need to talk about this. But the thing is, the man is not ready to talk about it then, because he wants to process it, think about it before they begin to discuss it. But he is not communicating that. And one thing we need to avoid in marriage relationship, or any relationship for that matter, is assume. You don't assume the other person knows what you're saying. You must communicate, and the 5 elements of communication must be there. You're saying something. What you're saying, is it clear? Is the person getting it? Is the person understanding what you're saying? And then you need to get feedback to know that yes, what you're saying, the person is getting. So the elements of communication, you should have the message, the person sending the message, the person receiving the message, the medium with which they're receiving. Is it okay? Does the person understand? Do you have to write? Do you have to say it for the person to understand? Then there should be the message you're sending itself. How clear are you sending the message? And get the feedback from it. Make sure the person hears what you're saying and the person gets the message the way you're delivering the message to the person. That goes on to ensure that the communication circle is concluded. So if you're getting married to someone who does not like to talk, you need to understand that you have lots of work to do to get that on. Communication is something that's learned. It can be learned, so the person can get on to do. But the thing is, both of you must be on same page on how you communicate, on how you resolve conflict. Conflict resolution is very important, and it's not about, we don't quarrel. Like I met a couple and said, we've never disagreed over anything. I say, if you never disagree over anything and you're married, 2 individuals, that have brains, like you were raised separately. You're both graduates, so you went to school. Even if you didn't go to school, you're reasoning, even native intelligence you have. You must disagree over things because you're raised in a certain way. Different household and how they raise children, and you will have different personalities will clash, and the thing is the opposite will always attract. So you see someone who is very quiet and reserved is attracted to someone who is boisterous, who likes to be out there and likes to talk. So you definitely will step on toes. If you don't, you once you get close, you will step on toes. So it's not about the disagreement, is what do you do, how do you manage the conflict that you have. That's what makes the difference in it. And so the last thing is purpose. So the first one is your faith and value, align with your faith and value. Second one is conflict and communication and conflict resolution. And then the third one that you have is purpose alignment. The compatibility in marriage is not a doctor marrying a nurse. I've said that before. It's not a doctor marrying a nurse or a teacher marrying a principal, or that you have jobs, you have careers that complement one another. It's not about that. Compatibility is helping each other achieve what God has called them to do. So if you're going to marry someone, you should be able to discuss your purpose and know that you're going to support one another, what you're going to do, and then your marriage should help you achieve that, not hinder you from destiny. No, your marriage shouldn't hinder you from destiny. So you need to discuss that. So if you're getting married to someone and the person feels like, no, I need a full-time housewife that is going to be home, she's not going to do anything, so whatever degree or whatever you have, you're going to put it aside, you're going to be home, then you should know from onset that this is what is going to be, and it will be a lifetime thing. And the beauty of it now is, even in this age and time, you can be a full-time housewife, you can be home, like you don't have the 9 to 5 work, and you're able to live a fulfilled life. I have a friend, Rachel. She has a stay-home mom community where they train individuals who want to stay home with their children to thrive. So they have training and things that they can do that you can get involved in. I can put her link. I'll put her link in the description of this video so you can contact her. If you're going to stay home, it's not a bad thing. You can be home and still call in the money and still fulfill purpose. There are a lot of things you can do online now, so you can do that. It's not a bad thing for you to do that. But what we're talking about is, whoever you want to marry, before you say I do, ensure your faith and values align. Ensure that communication and conflict resolution is tops. You both agree, you know how to resolve issues, what to do. And finally, your purpose aligns. When your purpose aligns, then you both will be able to support one another. So if you're someone that don't see yourself as marrying a pastor, and you see this person firebrand, his passion is in, and he's telling you he wants to be a pastor, you know that he has a call on his life. There's no need to go and marry him and frustrate the man out of ministry, what God has called him to do. And then you marry someone and the person said he's a missionary, or his missions work he wants to do, he's going to Kumar Hill or someone, and you're a city babe, you want to wear jeans and be trendy. It cannot work. So you have to align with these things if you're getting married. So before you say I do, check out these things and check them out. It's not the food and other things that you're looking at, but to be able to do this. All right, so see you in your space when I come into your space again. This is Dr. Oke of the Overflow Life. Bye.